In today's video, I'll be giving away a drawing tablet. This drawing tablet is so pretty. If you would like a chance to win this tablet, all you need to do is leave a comment down below saying ducks are people too, as well as your Twitter or your Instagram handle, and be sure to be following me on either platform so I can contact you if you win. The winner will be announced in 7 days via a community post. With that all being said, enjoy the rest of the video. What's going on YouTube? My name is ADCArtAttack, his name is Bob, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my cheap versus expensive YouTube series. This is it. This is probably the most special episode I have ever done in this series because we are going to be putting up my traditional art methods against some digital artwork to see which one of these styles is most worth it at their price points. Speaking of which, what are we going to be using and how much do they cost? Starting things off, right here we have my alcohol markers by Windsor and Newton. Now this is not my entire collection. I have a lot of these guys. In fact, I have $500 worth of these markers. Now I know what you're thinking, $500, that sounds ridiculously expensive, and it kind of is, but you gotta remember, you get 178 markers, colors in that collection. That's pretty good value for money, to be honest. But what are they going up against today? This monster. This is a massive Gaimon PD1560 tablet. I hope I got that right. Now this is a really special piece of equipment right here. It comes in at a size of 13.5 by 7.6 inches, I believe, which is really big for a tablet, with this amazing stand on the back that just, it's awesome. It allows for you to let me show you. You can do that. Now this tablet right here is a little bit heavy, but it comes in at a price tag of $400, which makes it cheaper than the pens. However, if you are looking to use a digital tablet, you cannot buy a tablet by itself. You need yourself a computer. You need a laptop or a PC, and you'll also need to get yourself some programs. In the end, you'll be running a cost of at least $1,000 to start using this thing. Suddenly it ain't so cheap, huh? This is gonna be one of the most intense battles right here my markers have ever faced. They've never gone up against something like this, and it's going to be pretty fun, pretty entertaining, and hopefully I can give you the best, most accurate opinions I possibly can on which one of these is the most worth it at their price. So with that being said, it is time to get started with today's episode of Cheap vs Expensive. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Wait, who are we drawing? The Scarlet Witch. Let's go. So before we start the cheap versus expensive video, we need to sketch out an image of Scarlet Witch that we're going to use as a sort of thing to compare. And this drawing I am doing here, I actually did live on ADCArtAttack 2. If you're not subscribed to that, you should. It's where I do live streams and stuff. It's also an original image. I haven't used a direct source for this picture of Scarlet Witch. I'm creating something new using various sources of the character, and hopefully I'm going to create something that you might like or might not. I'm sure you'll let me know. The drawing is supposed to be symmetrical, so I want both sides to mirror each other. For the sake of this comparison, it's only fair. But I won't be inking both sides. I'll only be doing a sketch for both sides and inking one side. The other side I'm going to be inking digitally, so we won't need to worry about that just yet. And as for the line going down the middle, I'm going to wait until the end of the video to add the line in, should I need to or want to. With that being said, here is our Scarlet Witch ready for the cheap versus expensive video, and I really like this drawing so far. I think it looks like the comic counterpart of the character. I don't know, you'll have to let me know. But it is time to begin the actual core of the video, starting with the traditional side. So let's go. So we are starting off with our marker side for a couple of reasons, the most important of which being, it is far easier for me to scan this image and draw next to it than to print off a digital drawing and draw next to that one. So let's begin. Now, I love markers. Markers are cool. They're easy to use, relatively well priced, depending on the brand. And they're versatile. to a degree, which we'll go into shortly. Wait! Yeah, smudging, bleeding, okay. This is one of the negatives associated with markers. It's almost impossible to completely avoid without some special circumstances. One of those being actually letting your inks dry before you color them, something I've not done, and I don't know why I forgot to do it, and I always forget to do it, and it ends up bleeding. Sorry. But it sure is fun to hope it doesn't happen again. It most certainly will. Regarding the style of coloring today, I'm going to try blending, but at the same time, be casual and free. The objective here isn't to try hard and create a masterpiece. See, the goal here is to feel them out. How user-friendly are these mediums? How easy are they to grab and use at any skill level? This isn't something I feel I can truly appreciate or understand when trying too hard. I'll be way too engaged, way too focused to take notes and properly process what is going on. So, I'm gonna have some fun. Oh, and the Pro and Brush markers themselves, they are stunning. A stunning marker collection with a wide array of tones that work so well together. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag Windsor and Newton, please sponsor me because I love you so much. You're the best brand ever and we're best friends, please. I love you. Blending with these doesn't feel too challenging. Of course, I have chosen to use sketch paper, which admittedly is not the best paper for these, but it is my favorite paper. Even so, we can cross the colors over and achieve some very smooth blends. Are they perfect? No, but they certainly are manageable and quick to pick up at any skill level. You know what? One of my favorite things about traditional drawing methods over digital is the texture. That resistance of the paper, of the canvas, whatever surface it is you're using, the feeling of art. It's not just the creation, but the physical feeling. It's not robotic, it's emotional, it's relaxing. And there's also this overwhelming sense of achievement when you realize the risks involved with traditional methods. That risk being, you only get one shot. A mistake can be devastating, but it can also breathe new life and results into a piece. I personally think mistakes should be owned. Love your mistakes. Traditional art has that risk, and should that risk get you, let us see it. Don't always try to hide it. Don't start over. It can add character to a piece. Now, this is just my opinion, but I don't like perfection. I like those mistakes. So I guess you're gathering by now, there are a bunch of positives and negatives when it comes to using markers. And actually, thankfully, I am very happy I came across a bunch of these negatives here today. But there is one very big key difference between traditional methods and digital artwork, and that being planning. Something so simple as planning. Unfortunately, this is not my strength, planning. But unfortunately, if you were planning to add any sort of special effects, you kind of have to understand what it is you're going to create and plan it beforehand. You see, markers don't allow you to apply lighter colors over darker colors. And this will be and is a real problem, particularly in this piece here today. Things such as highlights, auras, glows, or her special handy power. These things require planning. You can't just apply a layer over the top of this as you would with a digital piece. It just doesn't work like that. You really have to understand what it is you're trying to do, and should you need to, leave that area blank. I didn't. I did a little bit, but not everything. I could have just used a pencil, but that's cheating. We don't use pencils over here. Alright, so there it is. Here are the results of the traditional side or the marker side of Scarlet Witch. What do you think about it so far? I really do like this one. It is not perfect. I'm going to say that right now. We did it live, which applies a little bit extra pressure as well. Kind of have to work a little bit faster. But excuses aside, I'm very happy with this one. Very comfortable with the way it looks right now. And I think it's set a good benchmark going forward. So we're going to jump into the digital side right now. I don't want to spend too much time looking at this one because we will sort of talk about them both together at the end of the video. Share, look at it, love it, like it. Moving on. So, digital art. Well, if you have followed me for some time, you probably have an idea on what I'll be saying about this. However, personal opinions of digital artwork aside, I want to be fair. So for this side, I'm going to be working with this one as if I've never done digital artwork before, meaning I'll be using the basic presets of everything that I use and tackling this as I would color anything else. So I'm going to be blending the same way I did when using the markers, matching the other side as best I can while allowing certain advantages of digital to come through. But before we actually get onto the coloring part, we need to do the line work for this side. And allow me for a moment to just say, I love my line variations. My inking is something I'm very proud of. And digital tablets, they accommodate this style perfectly. Now that said, inking is a lot less forgiving here. It's sort of a one stroke type deal. If you do attempt to go back over your lines, it is possible, but it's also pretty difficult due to the pixel size and how small they can be. Meaning if you don't land on that exact pixel at the exact same size of the stroke, yeah, that's actually really difficult to do. Now, of course, there are methods around this and there are ways of doing clean inking and other steps, but that's like really advanced. I want this to be a real world example. Someone who isn't a pro, someone who just wants to try digital artwork and see where they can go and what they can get using the basics of freehand. And I gotta say, I'm really liking the inking. I think this inking is, you know, nice. Let's color it. So one thing you're going to be seeing me do right here is grabbing some reference images and actually color picking off of them. That is a massive advantage already to the already amazing system of digital artwork. Being able to pick the exact colors you need should you be using some sort of reference is so incredible. Remember, when doing digital artwork, you have a near unlimited spectrum of colors you can choose from. It is far greater than any collection of any markers out there. It's easily the biggest collection of colors you'll ever have, which is absolutely fantastic. There are no negatives there. You can't pick a negative there. That's just incredible. Also, the fact that you can use layers. Now, I spoke about this a moment ago with the markers, but I seriously cannot understate just how amazing layers are, and I suggest you use them. Being able to have my line work on one layer and my colors on another layer is going to allow me to do this. Now, obviously this is digital, so I wouldn't bleed anyway, but I have zero chance of going over those lines, damaging those lines, bleeding those lines. I can't touch those lines. Those lines are now set in stone, and I can just begin coloring as I would. So I guess what I'm saying here is your only limitations when doing digital artwork are your skills at doing so, your artistic skills and your knowledge on the tools that you are using, because to be frank, everything you could possibly need, any art style you want to go for, is confined within your program. In this example, Photoshop. But this does lead me into some of those negatives. The main one being that you can't just have a digital tablet. While the prices do seem quite tempting, you know, you get all of this great stuff and it comes in one price package that is sometimes cheaper than markers. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, you need a computer and a program to be able to use it. Meaning that not only are you buying a tablet, you are also buying that PC and the program. By the end of it, you are running up a very high cost. This in turn leads to problems with mobility. You are pretty limited in how you work and where you work. So if you are someone who likes to just pick up a sketchbook and jump in bed, do some sketches, or just like to move around and sketch elsewhere, unfortunately you can't do that with these. Another issue I find with these is eye strain. Now, I don't have good eyesight. My eyesight is pretty bad at the best of times. However, this drawing on a tablet does start to create some serious eye strain, a little bit of tiredness. It's not the most comfortable experience, and this is obviously something that you would never experience when doing traditional methods of artwork. It's sort of a digital type thing. You can't avoid this, unless I guess you're wearing like sunglasses. But it isn't all doom and gloom. These tablets are still incredible. As we already said at the beginning, they are fantastic and offer you so much. And one of these features I really like, not only do you get hotkeys, so you can just easily erase whatever it is you're doing, or undo or redo, whatever you want to do, you can do it immediately just by setting your keys to whatever you want. Never underestimate the power of being able to zoom in on your work. This allows for way more precision than with traditional methods. Not all of us have macro eyesight, not all of us can see at the cellular level, so yeah, this is insane. The fact that you can zoom in so much and get some of those really tiny details, it can really elevate your work to another level. If you're good at doing it, which I'm not, but if you are, it'll look amazing. The final thing I want to touch on right here are these layers. Now, we spoke about them twice already, but I gotta speak about them again. Remember the issues we had with traditional methods of artwork where you needed to plan out what it was you were doing beforehand, otherwise you just simply could not add your effects? Yeah, that's not a problem here at all. All you've got to do right here is apply a new layer and then begin adding your effect. In any way you want, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Now, like I say, I'm no pro when I do digital artwork. I'm very new to it. I rarely ever do it. In fact, it's like my third or fourth ever time. But even at my skill level, I'm able to create a beautiful effect and I'm very pleased with the results of it. And, well, let's take a look. This is something I'm very proud of. No matter what side of the fence you are on, whether you are on the side of traditional artwork or digital artwork, I think we can all agree that both sides have their own qualities and both sides bring something very unique to the table. So if we take a look at the left-hand side first, it's a very nice piece. It's a piece of paper that we've managed to turn into artwork, which is a beautiful thing, and it's physical. It's something that is there that we can touch, we can feel, we can look at, we can admire. You're able to do a whole bunch of styles, and each style I feel is very unique to the individual person. You can see the work that went into any piece of traditional artwork. You can physically see what is there and feel the emotions radiating off of the piece. Of course, you are limited by the amount of supplies you own, and that can hold you back in some instances, but there are always workarounds, and I actually like when people are limited because they create some beautiful pieces of artwork. All in all, I'm actually very happy with this side, and it's not the best piece of artwork or the cleanest blends I've ever done, but I like it. It works for what it is. Given the time frame that I did it in, I'm actually very, very happy with it, and I love it. But if we take a look at the right-hand side, now I'm gonna have to obviously look at this digitally. There are no angles we can look at because that is one of the downsides, is it's not physical. It is a digital image, and this for me separates it. This for me puts it in another category. It's not there. I don't feel that emotion, the emotion that carries with a traditional piece that I can hold, I can touch, I can taste. It's not there with digital artwork, and that is very sad because this is a beautiful piece of artwork, and I do feel that obviously the blending is way smoother, and if my skill level was better, I'd be able to do something absolutely out of this world spectacular. You are only limited by your skill set or your skill level when doing digital artwork because you have no excuse. Everything is there for you. Okay, maybe you need to get the programs, but if you have the programs, you've got like every style right there. Side by side, it's very difficult to say which side is better because they each are very, very, very different pieces. But I would like you to leave a comment down below right now letting me know which one of these sides is your favorite. Do you prefer the $500 markers on the left-hand side? Or do you prefer the right-hand side? The $1,000+ side, which is really expensive? Digital artwork. A beautiful, crisp, and clean piece of artwork that unfortunately you cannot touch. It is just there, behind a screen, looking at you. I'm sure you're waiting to find out what my opinion on both of these sides are, which one I prefer, and I've got to say right now that my favorite side today, right here, looking at the two of them side by side, is digital. Now, I'm not saying that this is my preferred side, because my preferred side is traditional, but digital artwork, it looks beautiful, it looks crisp, and everything looks fantastic, and just the way I want it to look because I was able to do as many edits as I wanted, although I was pressed for time. I am very happy with the results right there, and I do think it is the most eye-catching, the most appealing, and that, probably not my worth it winner, but definitely my winner today. Well, there we have it, everyone. The video is complete. What did you think about it? Did you like today's video? I really do hope you found it informative, and hopefully this will help you in making a decision on which item to go and purchase for yourself. Once again, do not forget the giveaway at the beginning of this video. Make sure to leave those comments down below. Ducks are people too, and of course, your Twitter or your Instagram handles. Please be sure to be following me so I can contact you. I look forward to giving it away to one of you, and There goes my door. I'll be giving away another one real soon.
Bye!
I was still recording. I was the postman. And I got chocolate buttons. I'm gonna go enjoy them. Bye. Wanna say bye? Good boy. You say bye to the people. Oh god, he fell.